Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of
Hello,
AWE.
my name is Matilda Lishitimischleicher.
Sorry, that was a mistake. Now, welcome to AWE Talks with yours truly, Victoria and Nkatha. And this is the very first episode, and we are about to launch something that is about to be very, very amazing. So, for you who's tuned in, tell a friend to tell a friend that we are about to start something great where we're celebrating great individuals who will be sharing their stories in their endeavors. And today we have a great guest. Yours truly is going to be hosting all Sundays at 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. CET, and that is 9:30 to 10:30 p.m. East African time. Now, without further ado, let me please kindly introduce a great woman who is also the founder of African Women in Europe, African Women in Trade, and the AWE Sacco. So, hello, Joy.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm excited as we get started with our talks with Victoria and Nkatha. That's the best way to do it, of course, by being here. Thank you for being your first guest.
Thank you very much for joining as well. Now, today you will not be on the steering gear, you will be on the receiving gear, on the receiving end. And I'd love for you to tell your story today. So, today we're going to go through your own personal journey where it's more unrelated to the boss lady and the queen of connections as we already know you, but more of the personal backstage story that we want to hear out. So please start by introducing, and our topic for the day, by the way, guys, is life as an immigrant in Germany. Now, that is our topic for today, and Joy will be taking us through her story. Now, Joy, please tell us what you do, who you are. I've introduced you, but sometimes it's better when things come in from the horse's mouth. Now, please talk to us. Talk to us, Joy.
Thank you, thank you. Yes, as you said, yeah, life as an immigrant. I've been here in Germany about 20 years, and I'm very excited to be here as well because when I came to Germany, I was that girl, very young, younger than where you are right now, and I was enjoying my life to the fullest. Really, like nothing could stop me anywhere. I was used to traveling a lot. And yes, so I'm the founder of African Women in Europe, for those who don't know me yet. And I've been running the organization over 15 years. So, and I'm a mom of two, I think I should be calling the adult teenage because one is an adult thinking 18. But I'm very proud of that, and also a 15 year. He turned in May 15 years now, and men, two boys. So I'm very proud of my boys, very, very proud of them. And apart from running AWE and me being a mom, I'm also a team coordinator. I have been working there for 4 years since I started being a mom. I'm missing be able to be independent here in Europe, but I don't work in Germany because that's where I stay. I work in Switzerland in a pharmaceutical company in different ones. And right now I'm on a break. We'll be going back again soon. I'm doing project management course, upgrading my life as we move on. So yes, as I'm running, I'm also reading as well. Yeah,
That's That's very interesting because one of the things that you tapped into was being a mom and being a working mom. How is that, especially in a country such as Germany, where it's not your original country? How is that raising kids and also finding the strength to actually work in Germany?
Well, it's tough for a single mom because I'm just not a mom. I'm a single mom for sometimes now, and it's tough. In the beginning was tough. This I didn't know children are brought up by two parents with a reason because the workload is a lot, and especially in Europe. In Africa, I would say that's something else because you have support system is there. Your auntie, your mom, you can always rush to somebody, and probably the people who originate here and they have their family members. That's what they use. A support system is so important when you're a single mom because you will have to be running out of work to rush to take children. And every time telling your boss, oh, my kid has to be picked from school because they are sick or they are that or they are this. And sometimes you have to work from home as well. And it's tough. It's tough working and being full-time mom. That's another story because I tell you, sometimes my work is literally to come from work. It's like a routine. You wake up in the morning, all of you are rushing to go to your duties. You're preparing yourself to go to work, and because they are older now, I have to say that they know what they need to do. You need to take care of yourself, and then they go, and then you leave, clean up a little bit, leave, come back again. Very, my work was very tasking. I would come here around 6, 8, straight to the kitchen. Sometimes just dressed up the way I just came from work, like put the bag down into the kitchen, cook. And this is a routine like every other day. Sit down, dinner, and then you go, okay, I have to do this for AWE, I have to do that for that. So there was a lot of work as a single mom. I have to say, I have developed a routine. You need a good discipline and a routine. You don't have to be perfect. That's something else when you're a single mom and a mom. Perfectness, you should be happy with just good. You made it. Don't overload yourself. Sometimes you can have a washing machine there waiting for you for several weeks. And I said, I cannot do that now. And then when you have time for it, you do it quickly and done and go to the next step. And a routine, that's what has made me manage. And making children also independent. My children, I don't need to take them to school. I made sure they had the best bicycles so that they can take to school. And it's actually checked every year that it has the lights on because they would be checked by the police. And I don't want to be called of something else. And to make sure the tires are well. Don't be called a bike broke in between school and you have to pick somebody. No, everything is intact. So you have to be very organized, very organized. And that's something as a mom. And I don't think just single mom, any mom in Europe need to be well organized. That's something a tip from my side. And not to be perfect. No, don't kill yourself because it can be overloading, very too much. Yeah, I hope I answered.
Yes, you did. And the beautiful thing is that you also got into one of my other questions where we were going into routine and so on and so forth, which is something that I know you're very, very well conversant in. Now, I know that you run so many things. You have the African women in Europe, you have African women in trade, you have AWE Sacco. Yes, she has a very huge CV on her load. And as she started, she also said that she's doing project management and much, much more, and being a single mom as well, which is also a huge job by itself. Now, Joy, would you kindly tell us what is a normal day in your life, basically, and or rather from your day to your week? Tell us how your day goes, a normal day in your life, and then a normal week in your life.
Now, I don't know with Corona or without Corona, because those are two different situations.
Well, please take both.
My normal, I think I described the normal one. I was talking about when I wake up and I just go prepare myself. That's how it used to be. Come home, cook, have the dinner ready, and get and get ready for the week. And the Corona time is totally different now, and you would not believe it's even much more than the other one because now you're at home and you think you have a lot of time. So I've found myself, I need a routine. So whenever I wake up now, I'm not rushing to go to the bathroom and prepare myself. I don't need to do all that now. So I wake up, take my hot water. I always take hot water in the morning. I had it's a very good detox. I'm supposed to take 4 glasses, but I just manage sometimes 2. And very important before I go to bed, before I go there, because I don't have my mobiles and my computer in my bedroom. So they always are in the living room. They don't move with me to the bed. So that's very important. And so when I wake up, so I don't have any to take mobile. No, I go take my water. I go to the bathroom and get myself ready. And then I use that moment to actually do my classes. So I have set my classes that I need to do every week. I have to reach a certain goal. So I break it down in the week. So I have, today I do this. And then after I finish that, I stop exactly when I've reached. I said, oh, wow, that's actually I normally say, people say pay yourself first. I pay myself first with time to make sure that I've invested in my time. So I do that. I'm doing right now project management course. And then after that, I go take now my breakfast, right? And I check around my mobile phone because I do very quickly, like my advertising, if I need to do adverts. And I check my emails after having the breakfast as well. I'm not a very morning breakfast. Maybe I should change that. But I do have my coffee in the morning. And from there, I also have a calendar where it's so important. Anybody who wants to have a meeting with me, you have to put on the calendar. So that one is a new technology. Thank you to technology, because it was chaos before. Anybody calling you anytime, you're not organized, what you can say. So I have a calendar that starts exactly at 10. So before 10, and since I woke up, I have all my time to do everything I want to do online. And I tell you, at 10, the meeting starts, and the meetings are quite sometimes very intact, and sometimes I have to block in between my time. And before I have to go back to very good routine. At lunchtime, I have a break. And the break, I use it to do some sports on the TV. There's a lady called Leslie, where you walk the mile. So it's like you're walking on one spot. Because of the corona, we couldn't come out. So I have like one, it allows it to do 15 minutes, 20 minutes, it doesn't matter. So according to the timing I have, and even when I was doing home office, this is the time I used to do the exercise. So it's a very quick 130 minutes. You just need to move around, and it's actually very good for freshening up. And then I go take my shower. Sorry, didn't do the shower before. I just in the afternoon after. I prepare, because most of the meetings are always in the afternoon in my world, because most of the time that's when you have US, then you have interesting meetings. So yeah, exactly. Then you have. Sorry.
Go on. Sorry.
Yes, so that's my morning hours. Afternoon, my lunch is very quick because I didn't have breakfast, so it's between 11 and 12. So after the sports, again, I'm not that hungry when you do sports, but you eat something small. But my main meal after the meetings, I stop exactly around 7:20, because I need to go prepare dinner for my boys as well. Lunchtime, they organize themselves and breakfast, and some of them are doing homeschooling. So dinner is a very important time for us. So we have dinner together, and then until latest 9 or 10, I don't do anything. I put off the TV on. You wouldn't believe I have time for that, but I do watch sometimes Netflix. So I have some programs I watch one, but I can't even watch them because I'm very exhausted after that time, and very tired. So, and then I go to sleep, and a very quick sleeper. So I don't have trouble with sleeping at all. So, and my mobiles are again left in the living room, and the computer and anything electronic not allowed in my bedroom. So that's my day.
I like how you started out, how you emphasized on keeping your work phone and your laptop and your computer aside. And that brings me into the topic of mental health, and how building the empire that you've built so far, and having such a busy schedule, are there moments where you feel drained mentally, and how do you cope with that?
That's a very good question. Mentally health. When I was working, working in Germany, I heard about people burnout, right? It's also a process of mental health. And I noticed that they were saying, yes, but I didn't know what is that? Yeah, I didn't understand. So how do you feel? And they said, yeah, this person got a burnout. And I said, how does that really? I really was struggling with understanding. As you know, our culture, this is not brought up very clear to us. So we really don't know exactly what does it mean, a burnout. So in that case, so I really struggle until today. So my body somehow has a mechanism. I know when it's too much. I have some AKX somewhere. Everybody has their signal in their body when they know it is too much, now stop. Yeah. And so whenever I reach to that point, I know I have to stop. I stop, and I take a break. I take breathe in, breathe out techniques. Yeah. Or really go for a walk. So I stopped it very, very early. But I can tell you, I did go through that when I got through my lifestyle, as you know, life goes up and down. I did have my downsides, yeah. That one was tough when I was going through divorce and separation, this kind of a thing. That's another proper depression and whatever you want to call it. But I never used to call it depression. I used to call it the way of life from my side. And since I was aware of it, I allowed myself to go there, but not very long, and try to find my way myself up. So this is something that I work quite a lot and especially being around people who understand. You have to say I have a very good network around me. So I have people I call to tell special different kind of issues, and I don't use the same people. So the people that are very close to me, especially the AWE members, you would not believe it, were very supportive on that, and actually took over the organization because I was not ready for the organization as well. Everything was stopped. A half empty cup, you cannot help anyone. You need to fill it up. Even if I wanted to, I didn't even understand where I got the energy for running my AWE. I was looking at the website, said, I don't know what to do with this thing. Forget about it, you know. And because we had team in the members, they're the ones who are taking over, supporting. And it took time. It took almost 2 years. Most of people didn't notice that. I was actually nowhere in this area. I was filling up my cup. But you will not believe what doesn't kill you makes stronger. That's really when I came back, I was like rocket. Until today, as you can see, I'm always like on top of things. So that's when you get this energy and you have to push things forward. So yes, I was. Yes, I understand depression is very tough. But sometimes when you are dealing with your children, and as a mom or other depending on you, you create a mechanism of defending, but it will hit you at some point. It does come to you at some point because you cannot be all the time on the top. But accept it, deal with it. That's why we have psychologists. I didn't reach to that point of needing one, and then but I use it for my children because I thought my children needed it. Yes, I used it for my children, and for myself, I thought I managed it somehow. I think until now I'm okay. I don't think I will ever need it, but that's a big thing. That depression is here, and being on your own without your family over 20 years, I think I got used to it as well. So, and having my children around, they are my support system as well. I'm not on my own. Sometimes they are all big now, bigger than me. And I'm really feeling so proud having them around as well. Yeah.
I really like that. I really like the fact that you also you stated that a half empty cup can never pour. You need to fill up your cup. And also the other aspect that I'm also really liking is the fact that you acknowledge the fact that there's a point that you needed assistance in running everything that you're running, which is something that is very, very important for us. Now, I want to link this back to your life as an immigrant in Germany. Now, when we look at all these things that you're doing, how has the reception towards you doing all these things, running an organization, and also being able to fend for your family from a job aspect? And also, we know that there's some racial aspect onto that as well. How have you been able to deal with that and also balance it out?
Look at all these things. Oh, sorry. How has the reception? Oh no. Okay. Sorry. Yes. Coming to Germany from Kenya with just barely understanding the language, and I had learned the language before I came, so I knew how to understand, but I could not talk quite clearly. It was quite depressive. It was really tough. And when you come here, and I was very newly married, so we just got married in Kenya, and we were just coming into the country, and I got pregnant as well as soon as got married. Yeah, so I have to say that was my saver, because when I got married, so I got busy with my children. And actually, that made me open up to the community. When I was my own, there was no one to talk to. You know, it was only your husband or even neighbors, no one, you know. And only people on the street. Those days, if I go to the street, I meet an African, said, hello, how are you? I was really like embracing anyone who was looking like me, you know. And I think they're there until today. They can tell you I was always, but I was looking at it differently. Like, hey, how are you? And then you hear everybody has their stories, and these ones their stories. Said, oh, okay, so is that the way? Is that how it's gonna be? Because my visions and dreams were very big. Yeah. So so I started actually to really say no, I need to find a way of survival in this area. So I decided to start the African Women in Europe, the one you see today. Actually, it was caused because of that situation. I needed to find out what are people doing here, because I live very south, really like at the end of Germany. So you can imagine how huge Germany is. So the rest is for me in the north. And to know what they're doing was very difficult. So through internet, at that time, Inter 2008 social website had already started. So I started one to connect with, and I needed my answers were in Germany. And I started AWE because I could use English, because Euro had also started, Euro area and all that. So I could easily be comfortable with the language I could and get to the people I needed. And I moved to UK later on because the children of my father was moved to UK because of work. Excited, I said, yay, that's place to go, English speaking, perfect. And I went for 3 years, had a really good time with one child was born, and then the second one was born, but we had to come back. And I knew, this is not gonna be easy, but I organized myself. So that's how I always started wanting to know others, and I realized I'm not the only one. So we grew and grew and grew until where we are today, empowering each other. And I don't feel lonely anymore. Probably when I come out from my street, I'm very lonely. But when I'm here, in this world called internet, I am very, very, very diverse. I'm in any country, in any time, and communicating with anyone using mobile phones, and and build my confidence, because your confidence is everything. Your confidence is very important for you as a woman to even sustain yourself wherever you are. Wherever you build that confidence, it's very much needed. So so that's one of the things that I encourage people. Make sure everything can go away, but your confidence should not be killed, because it's the one which will make you survive in any situation in Germany. Because I walk very straight, very focused. You see me on the street, head high, going to wherever I'm going, asking my questions straight with the language, get the language done. Very important, the language. You have to speak their language, otherwise it's very difficult for them to understand you. Get the language right, face them, and go. Because the problem is not, they have the issues. If there's anything, you come in a very neutral situation. And I tell people, because we live in a culture, you don't go with a mirror looking yourself every time you are dark. Sometimes when you see a dark person, you're surprised. Yeah? Oh my goodness, is that how I look, because you don't see yourself. So most of the time you see other people who are around you. But I tell people you have to be confident. Your confidence is your strength, especially when you come to diverse countries. When you speak to people, have facts, and they will listen to you and mingle. I have very many German friends, and they know that I don't want to be represented anything else apart from what I am. And they know that. And they like because of that. And they're there for me. When I need to call them, they're my ones who are coming for babysitting sometimes, You have to interact because you're here. I have to say I have a background where my father, I didn't mention my dad is a reverend. So we used to move, he's retired now, but we used to move every 5 years. So I was used to meeting new people every 5 years. And I know so many people know me. I have no idea. Maybe they were my classmates. I went to 8 primary schools and 1 boarding school because it was high school. It was boarding school.
Let me ask you, eight primary schools. Ulikuwa mtukutu aje? How why 8 primary schools? Those are
because we were moving every time.
Oh, okay.
We were moving every time, and every time my dad took a very quick fix, and then no, that one is not good. Get it out and put us in another one,
Because I'm thinking class 1 to 8, that's 1 school per year.
Yes, when you think about it. I've been in Eldoret. I lived in Eldoret, which is a city in I mean, let's put it fast. I started in Nairobi, St. Teresa's Girls and all this stuff. Yeah, but I was very young. Then went to Murang'a, where my father was when he was training. Then went to Eldoret, and then went to Nyeri, and then went to that's when I finished my high school in Nyeri, and then went to Nairobi, Kibera, I don't know, and then we went to Limuru, I don't know, so many, and all these, you're changing. And so for me, moving here was not like a big thing, yeah?
Yeah.
So,
And,
but
and, and already from there, I can already say the Queen of Connections. Now I know where you have it from. Now I know where you have it from.
yeah, I was traveling. We were even telling our parents, when are we moving next? They were very happy to have kids like us. We were always looking for new things, new friends, new. Yeah, so that's what's been a nutshell.
That is really, really amazing. And this is where you are looking for new places. You've grown with it now. You've grown with it now. Now, as we are about to take a break and show just a small video on Tap Tap Send, who are the sponsors of the show tonight, we will also come back, and then we'll also go into advice in terms of immigration, and also just conclude with what is AWE Sacco, what is African Women in Trade, because we also know that those are some new organizations that have been created. So we're going to dig deeper into that, and also dig deeper into why it is important to have AWE Sacco and why it's important to have African Women in Trade. So thank you very much, Joy, and see you just after the short break.
Niajiwase. TapTap Send Money Transfer has launched its app in Kenya. Send money to M-Pesa and Kenyan bank accounts. Send money quickly at the best rate, hassle-free. Available in the UK, France, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany. Tumaki too.
Sorry. Tap Tap Send is available in very many countries. Now, as we are going on, welcome again for those who are just joining us. We are AWE Talks with Victoria Nkatha. My name is Victoria Nkatha, and today's guest is none other than the phenomenal Joy Zenz, who is telling us about her personal life and also the inspirations that have brought about her empires as she's running them right now. Now, in this second part of the session, we're going to dig deeper into the immigration and how what her advice would be in terms of moving to Germany and moving to Europe as well. We have had a few nuggets in regard to learning the language and making sure that you figure that out before anything else, because you will need it. Now, and we're also going to go a bit deeper into African Women in Trade and African Women, AWE Sacco, and also touch a little bit on African Women in Europe. However, we know that a lot of you already know about that one. So welcome back, Joy, and please tell us, in terms of immigration to Europe and Germany, now specifically Germany, because in as much as I know that you've been around the world, Germany is the place that you've lived most of your life in. Now, in regards to living there as an immigrant and also a Kenyan for that matter, or rather an African for that matter, what are the few advices that you'd give anybody who's watching who would probably want to move to Germany, or who would want to advise someone to move to Germany, or anything like that? What are the few remarks that you'd like to put out there, which are very, very important to remember?
Yeah, as you mentioned there, that's anybody who is migrating to somewhere, you need to be prepared. I think there is a need of really doing a research where you're going, because if you're coming to Germany, Germany is so huge. And check where you're going, find out from people, despite people telling you so many things, because we think like people give advice just for maybe you think like they're jealous or something. Some people, when they give you nobody take them serious whenever they're in Kenya, because I've been in Kenya and somebody asked me and I give them my honest answer, but this is not what they expect me to tell them. But it's true. we have written a book especially for that, how it is, how everybody came in, and Victoria, you are one of them. And I always like to show the book because it's so important for people to realize the idea of writing a book, because it was to share our stories. That's the book here. This is the book that we wrote, African Women in Europe. And the book is actually about the stories when you come here in Europe. Some of us, when we go home, we don't say exactly how the situation is on our side. And we do really pack our monies and say, wow, we have so much, and show off when we go home. Yeah, there you are. Victoria is actually one of the youth who wrote the book there, and as you can see, there she is. Yeah, there you are. So it's a really nice, quick, easy book to read, 3 minutes. And it's actually talking about our stories when you come here. So for me, first of all, prepare yourself, do your homework. I was told about German and all this and that, but I was like, I did learn German. So I did understand the culture, and they told us how it is. I remember winter, this was a very good part where they showed us a photo of winter, and I was saying, I think there was fire in that place. Why would the trees all die leaves? Eh? And then teacher was laughing. I can never forget that one because I could not figure out a tree losing leaves like that and why. These are very simple things. The culture is also very important. They didn't teach us about culture, but they told us a little bit, because also the country is so huge, yeah, different cultures. So you need to get to know the culture, and the language is number one. Try as much as possible. I know you will not be able to talk, but at least understand. I did, I think, 1B that, and anyway, before you leave the country, I think you have to have had a language test, yeah. So that is a must, and it's very important. It will help you because German is not that easy, to be honest. I have to say it. Unless you really have the motivation and you really want to come here, then you better do it. And they do support you in different programs. If you're coming to study, you can have quite a lot of support in the language before you go to the schools. And and the most important one, find the right networks. You can find yourself in the wrong groups. You'll never achieve what you wanted in life. You might be very disappointed seeing what others are doing and thinking that that's all. And no, you need to keep your dreams high. Whatever you wanted to do, you can achieve even if here. Keep your goals very strict and keep to the like-minded people who think like you. And that's why we have African women in Europe, because we have cut them to actually, we have in Germany, we have in Switzerland, we have in different countries, so that we bring the like-minded people. We are having issues that people, like I said, if I came in the wrong group and told me you'll never do this, I tell them, my word, there's no word never, yeah? I try it until I get it. So if you guys you're comfortable in your small things there, that's fine, but that's not me. I have big visions. I am a mom, fine. So, but that doesn't mean I want to stay at home and be a mom. That's not all I had in mind, So you need to have you need to be in the right groups. And those two language, right set of kind of mindset, be ready, open-minded, yeah, and don't be too naive, eh? Sometimes, even if you listen, just keep it, because those tips you're given by others, you might need them at some point in life. I hear so many stories when people come here. You will not believe. One of them, it was a Nigerian friend of mine who went to the supermarket, starting to bargain for tomatoes. Eh? There's some cultures we bring with us. We sit down, we women, we sit down and have good laugh. The other one is the trains and the traffic. That one was from the AWE member who actually, she was so disappointed. She was actually expecting me with not to laugh, but for me it was interesting. But she was angry because nobody told her about, in Germany, the railway lines are very open, yeah. And at the train station, it's always very high. It's not meant for people to go in and out to the other side. There are special areas you have to go around under the tunnel or something. Nobody's told her. And she had a buggy with a child. And she tried to cross the road with a buggy, put it down, and then cross to the other side, put it up. And the Germans were looking and nobody said anything to her. It's so dangerous. There's trains which are very fast. They can run over you. there's so many things we need to train. Something else for me that I struggle. That's why I drive everywhere. I get punished for it. I still have a syndrome, I don't know what you call it, of the trains and the I don't use much buses. That when the time says the train will be here at 12, in Kenya, it will be there waiting for you, right? But here, it's the time it's leaving.
Exactly.
Like, and I found myself paying so many tickets, and I allowed myself to pay those tickets until I get it, because every time I got there, it's when it was going. And it happened to 3, 4, so many times. I don't know why I don't get it. I go like, I have 5 minutes. Let me rush and get something. I come back. See, some small thing like a watch. A watch was for me. I never had a watch on my arm. Yeah. Since I came here, I have my watch throughout. Like even sometimes I sleep with it. And I don't want to be late anywhere because it's so embarrassing. And then I had children. I don't want them to get embarrassed that I was late. I don't know what. No. I'm late some things, but some things I don't want to be late. And my watch is always 10 minutes before time. All of them, even in my car, everywhere, it's 10 minutes before, so that I don't want to be late because it's always like, another Africa, and or you miss it, and they're very strict. If your time is gone, it's gone.
That's it, exactly.
So many culture things, and when you come in here, I mean, you have to come ready to learn. The culture is extreme.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Denmark, but in Germany, the culture is really the contrast. Very friendly to very cold people. Everything is very, very perfect to just not, So be ready, be open to learn new things, and some things will disappear. And I'll tell you, I've stayed here 20 years. I go home, I struggle the first week. There's now the other way around. Now I stay there, I go home, I struggle one. And I can tell you, the worst is supermarkets.
Why?
Sounds silly, but in supermarket, I don't like this guy who packed my stuff. He does it too slow.
Imagine. I feel that as well. When I'm home and then they're packing, they're just taking the time. But on the other side, I find it a luxury. As in, when I come back, I'm like, so you're not gonna pack my stuff?
I know it's luxury, but it's the way they put it, one very slow. And I have kids and I have bad manners. I still leave the card. Here in Europe, you put them in the car quickly, you go rush somewhere. Mm-hmm. And then I go in the car. They don't need to come with it because they're gonna bring me chaos in the supermarket. So rather just leave them in the car. So I want this thing to go quickly, yeah. So I told the guy, normally I tell them, please, I'll pack myself. I'm already used to war. And they all look at me, this woman. Simple things like that, or timekeeping is the worst.
Now that one I can agree. That one I can agree. In terms of timekeeping, you tell somebody that you're gonna meet at 10 a.m. They come at 11. Say so you just
you're like 11. I've got 3 hours thinking, and I was told I'm impatient. I was like 3 hours. I just told them hello, bye-bye.
I know. For me, it really gets to me. 10 minutes I can understand. 20 minutes I can maybe be patient enough. But you're an hour plus late. Now that's a problem. Anywho, but even in regard now that we are also talking about kids and so on and so forth, how has it been raising your kids? Now I know that you've talked about culture shock and so on and so forth. How different, without going into too many details, how different is it also for those moms who are watching? How different is it raising a child in Germany as compared to Kenya? Of course, we know Chapa, you can't do that.
I would just say, okay. So discipline is very high in my house, definitely. I can't, I will just compare with the way I was brought up because I've not been in Kenya seeing the way my sister raised the kids and the others, but I can compare knowing what they do, right? My kids there, you do everything. I have to say I'm the perfect. I did everything. You do everything, pampers, everything. You don't have a house helper, right? And when they come now we have this discussion now when they're teenagers. When they are young, you can get away with so many things. Now we have discussions. We have to sit down and agree. And again, I'm a single parent. I told them now we have to do my culture is very African. I don't know any other. I don't know. They tell me their friends, their father did it. You see, that's their father. But their father and mother, they did like that. And mine and my mother, we did like this. So I don't think anybody's wrong, but I'm sorry, you're mine. So you have to do according to what I know. I don't know about what they're doing, We do have issues like girlfriends coming, I don't know, these ones, and I wanted to sleep over. I said, oh, no, not in my house. You have other issues. You have we do compromise. There's some I compromise because I used to be very strict. Don't stay over this time. So we say, instead of don't staying so much, let's compromise. You can stay as long as you want, but this one, no. So we agree. This one, you just have to balance it, because it's very difficult when they're here and they're seeing what you don't want to also them miss out with their I cannot impose my life. My life, I was in Kenya. That was different. Their life is here. So we just have to that compromise, how we can come together. But they know already some things is no with me. I have problem to digest it because it doesn't make sense to me. And so they are right now able to know that this is African rules. And so they are coping so far. And I have to adjust. I have to sit back and think with them and see where they're coming from.
I think that's a really, really good thing. And that's one of the things that I think is a great takeaway for all the moms who are watching. Now, we have 15 minutes left, and I'd love to dedicate these 15 minutes to AWE Sacco and AWE African Women in Trade. Now, we start with African Women in Trade. Joy, I know that you are a very successful businesswoman and you have brilliant ideas, and you also help a lot of people in regard to business, investing, and much, much more. Now, tell us a little bit about African Women in Trade and why specifically call it African Women in Trade, and what is the need that was there that you saw that was lacking, hence starting this organization?
Yeah. So when we reached African Women, we reached 10th anniversary. We know ourselves. We had empowered ourselves. We wanted to go back home and see what can we invest in Africa. So the first product that was there was the AWE Sacco. And the AWE Sacco was one of our baby that was prepared already in 2018 for 3 years. And it was only for Kenyans. And you see, we are African women. We have different women from Cameroon, from Ghana, from Ethiopia, and all that. And so we needed to have a model that works for also other women. So when I started doing research. Okay, we got the AWE Sacco. It's okay. It's going on. And now it has been launched in April. And I wanted to see what options are there. So I started listening about the Africa Continental Free Trade Area and how that we can impact women. And I thought this is so much what we were looking for as well. And it was not really like planned for this year, but the launch was in January. So I said, let's test this and see how we can help women in business, because trading is business to business. And so that's the AWE Sacco, how AWE African Women in Trade was launched, just as the need of watching the women to support women in Africa, but not imposing our own idea, but supporting them with what the needs that are required, because the Africa Continental Free Trade Area is very new, and what they are doing, they bring up ideas of free trades that they can export within each other. And we knew Kenya, but we didn't know others. Right now, we have South Africa. We have already groups in Nigeria. We have groups in Rwanda, Ghana, and they do have webinars every year. So what we do, I just facilitate and help them to have this opportunity. And the same model that I use for African women, it's the same model I'm using for African women in trade. And very soon it will be on its feet and it can be able to run on itself. And the other part is that we also help them also to bring the product here. So we have even a coffee, one coffee that we're bringing up in the market from Kenya to be able to help them to market, because the big issue right now is market access and funds and trainings. We need to give them a lot of training, because they're not. We need to empower the women. You know how women are down there. They're working very hard for the businesses. But if you want to present them, they need to be confident to present their product. This is something that we are working on. Tomorrow, we even have every month, we allow the women to showcase them. But they have beautiful stuff, like handbags from Kenya. I mean, really, like they could compete with any label. And I don't understand why our products are not coming here in a very good. So we are preparing them to be ready for the markets here in Europe to compete with others as the Africa Continental Free Trade is coming. And also as diaspora, and we start investing in businesses that they are able to market, even help them even to trade among each other, because it's easier from here to see the continent. You can pick from Kenya and say, okay, Kenya, South Africa, this one needs this one. We had tea we moved from Nigeria and we send it to South Africa. And we are doing it from here. We're just helping them to find each other because of the technology and communication and networking platform. So that has enabled us to do that. And we are really happy that it's going to, we're increasing in more countries. The question was Namibia. And Namibia will be coming also at some point, as soon as we get people, a quorum and people who can start organizing that. We are ready. We are preparing ourselves. It's a very, 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 very big project. I have to say it has kept me busy since January. Every week I have meetings because I have investors who are interested to invest in ideas. So I have meetings, people pitching their projects and businesses, small businesses, and we also have product sales. People selling tomato, selling shea butter. We also had we had really a lot of dry products that they want to have them here. Coffee, as I mentioned, black soap, chai seed, and also supporting youth in the same time. There's one gentleman we support, young men, actually 18 years old, have developed an app. And you're trying to find them, first of all, mentor them, because they're really, really young. You need to mentor them, bring them the right people, and we are getting the right people on the table. Like in Kenya, we have officials who can help them to have their idea, a copyright of their project before they go out. And another one in South Africa who have produced a car, and they're looking for investors, yes, and they are youth. They have a car which is really beautiful car. You will not believe. I'm not talking of made of mabati. I don't know what those no, no. Proper car that can go on any high roads, and they're youth. And so this is actually that's where my heart is. And as the same as the Sacco. The Sacco is something we're encouraging. If you're a Kenyan anywhere in Europe, if you are in anywhere, including UK, is part of that. So we have already members, and we will encourage you more. We have now been regulated by SASRA, which is confirmed. So that's a good news for anyone coming to this. Know that we are already confirmed. And our members, if you are there, this is your baby. Hop on the bus before the bus goes off. Probably to get to know how to get in. Maybe I can give you the registration fee. Our website I'm going to give out here so that you have it. It's called awesacco.com. You'll see, you can share that as well. On the screen, there should be awesacco.com. Exactly, that's our website. And our main website as well is africanwomenineurope.eu, as well as we also have AWE. We also have AWE for the trade, Africa with the women in trade. Exactly. So that's also the other one that you can join in. Actually, this one we charge membership because we want serious business, women who are ready to trade. And we know there's a lot of scam in the continent. So whenever we say we have trademarked this product and it's ready for trade, you can already start using it. So we encourage you all. So thank you.
Exactly. Thank you very much, Joy. And what is the one thing that you'd like to advise everybody who's there? And one thing that I love is that you're also working with youth. I mean, here I am, guys. Yeah, see? So, but what are the few things that you'd love to advise in any area of life that you feel like you'd really give advice? What is the one mantra or the one motivational statement or anything that you live by that you'd like to share to everybody who's watching and everybody who will watch this later? What is the one thing you want to share?
Yeah, I always say you only have one life and one life to live. Make the best out of it. You gonna account each and every day what you spend on it, and time is money. Make use of that time. You only have one lifetime. So if you spend the lifetime complaining, that will be the all gone. Yeah. And there will be no another lifetime. So make the best of the time you have. And the best time to start whatever you're thinking is now, not tomorrow. Now.
I really love that because that is something that is very important to live by. Whenever you want to think about something, anything that you're thinking about, there's so many resources that are set at your disposal, especially with the life of social media today. You can always find information everywhere, and this is why we also are hosting our talks to be able for you to see individuals who are probably making it in different industries, people who are well conversant, you get connections. And I'm sure that everybody that you get to see on the show would definitely be open to having contacts and people contact them in regard to questions. Now, we have launched the show with Madam Joy, and she would definitely be open to having you contact her. We've shared the websites, and they all have links to contacts. You can always contact me as well, who may connect you to individuals who have been on the show or who will be on the show so that you can be able to access the level of information that you're looking for. Information is here. Make use of it. As you're coming on this show, do not sit and just watch, but make use of the information. If you have any business that you'd like to start or any idea, African Women in Trade is a great platform to be able to start that, where you'll be guided, you'll be helped through, your hand will be held, and you'll be able to establish that which you want to establish. And like you heard, any time for you to start whatever you need to start is now, not tomorrow, not next year, not the plans that you have, but right now. And time is money. Even the minutes that you're spending right now here, they are very, very valuable. And hopefully you have gotten to hear things that will be able to help you, because that is also what we intend to do. Now, with that said, I'm just gonna quickly shameless plug in everything that we're doing. Now, join us every Sunday from 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. That time is a little bit still in discussion, but as of now, 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. Central European time. That is 9:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Kenyan time or East African time. Now, my name is Joy Nkatha, and I'll be hosting our talks every Sunday, and we'll be joined by different guests who will be from all over the world. This is not only limited to women. This is also men, youth, and everybody, ranging from whatever industry that you're ranging from, who are doing exceptionally amazing in their industries. We are aim to celebrate, empower, and inspire individuals from different categories who will be able to come up and be able to be guides or inspirations to those who are watching. Now, please follow us on our social media accounts at African Women in Europe all across board. We are on Twitter as well, African Women EU, and also on YouTube, where we're also streaming at AWE Joy, which will also be subject to change at some point. Now, the other aspect is that you follow us on our website, African Women in Europe.eu, and this is something that is very, very important, because then you can be able to register and be part of the whole organization. We have sectors from everywhere: Kenya, Denmark, England, Germany, everywhere. And tell a friend about our talks. Now, with that said, we are about to conclude our show. Thank you so much for those who have tuned in. We're very, very grateful for you coming on board, and I will wish you a good night, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you, Joy, for joining us today, and I hope to see every one of you next week Sunday. So tell a friend, tell a friend. We'll be here next week Sunday with another amazing guest. From me, good night and goodbye.